economy in the world. Meanwhile, median household wealth has grown by 37% in real terms since before the pandemic. I acknowledge there's a disconnect between the numbers and how people feel about their place in the world right now. We can deal with the second part as well. We still have work to do, but our model for growing is delivering real results for all Americans. Significant Black unemployment, Latino unemployment.
Exciting news. Make sure to keep an eye on your mailbox. If you reside in one of these states, you can expect to see financial relief very fast. Now, negotiations are continuing on state inflation relief checks. In the state of Alabama, a proposed income tax rebate is still moving forward, but at a much reduced amount. An Alabama Senate committee has approved an income tax rebate of $100 for most filers. That is $300 less than the rebate first processed by the Alabama governor. It's a way to redistribute the state's largest budget surplus. Governor Ivey said at an event, "It's only right while we still acknowledge we are recording revenues far exceeding normal and sustainable levels. We'll give a fair share of this money directly back to the people." Under the new proposal, the cost of the rebate will go from $1 billion to $275 million. The rebate's funds will come out from a larger $2.8 billion spending package currently under debate. The payments still need to be voted on by the Alabama legislature and signed into law before they can go into effect. Meanwhile, a neighboring state is already sending out its second major tax rebate soon. Most Georgia taxpayers have been receiving income taxes and tax rebates early this week. The funds are made possible by the recently passed House bill, and the bill allows for the redistribution of the state's $6 billion surplus back to residents. Some filers, solo filers, receive $250, heads of households filers get $375, and couples are due $500. The size of the rebate cannot be bigger than the taxpayer's tax liability. New Mexico residents can also look forward to upcoming rebates, and the New Mexico governor says the latest round of rebates will go out in mid-June. Thanks to a bill passed by lawmakers during the 2023 session, New Mexico residents who were previously filed taxes will get another round of rebates. Single tax filers will get $500, married couples, heads of households, and surviving spouses will get $1,000. Taxpayers who use direct deposit when filing will get the latest round of rebate checks very fast. But those who are in 2021 New Mexico income tax returns will get an automatic rebate. If you don't even file 2021 returns but still want to, you have until May 23rd to do this done. And now New Jersey residents are still waiting for their state relief payments and can expect to receive them soon. Nearly a month after the first property tax rebate payments are sent out, the process is winding down, as the State Department of Treasury works through the remainder will randomly select residents. The selected people will get $500 a month for 2 years, and authorities expect to first see the guaranteed income stimulus checks from Virginia in 2023. This program is going to cost $3 million, not a lot of money, and the funding for the program just comes from the CARES Act and the Rescue Plan Act. To be eligible for the guaranteed stimulus check, you must be at least 18 years older, and also applicants' annual income should be less than 50% of the area median income. Not only this, but other states and cities are doing the same thing. They're experimenting with this. They're experimenting with similar guaranteed income programs. Richmond, Virginia, for instance, came up with a similar program with just 18 families. New York also did the same thing. For the last 6 months, President Biden has just been talking with his advisors about discussing the gas prices and what needs to happen on this. That's because now single prices rattle consumers as much as they cost stimulus. And 1,000 payments are confirmed for many. Now, there are more than 1 million Americans that are eligible for bonus payments this year, thanks to several cities and states offering money. Bonuses, which are taxable, are awarded to workers to addition to their salary. Some are offering bonuses as costs in the economy remain high, and to say thank you to the workers that worked during the height of the crisis. For those in the market for a job, some places may offer what is called a sign-on bonus to lure in some workers. Now, households will start getting checks worth between $400 and $1,000 in just weeks under a $30 million premium pay program. A premium pay program that will benefit those that are in need of stimulus. The Connecticut State Legislature overwhelmingly voted to increase the state's premium pay program by $75 million as part of the House bill. Initially, the bonus are two of the lending reasons why prices have gone up so much this year. The U.S. Congress actually said that in a report they showed that how much prices have risen for the typical household, and the numbers are not good. It's bad, everybody. According to the data, even if prices stop going up for the rest of the year, the inflation that has already been happening means that the average American household has already paid around $10,000 more in the past 12 months for these overpriced goods. That's a huge sum of money, and it's the money that most people cannot even afford, especially if their jobs are disrupted or stagnant. And with Americans out of so much cash, many people believe the federal government should step up to provide checks that would cover these costs and losses. According to some economists, if lawmakers wanted to even out the cost for Americans, they would need to send out $8,000 relief checks. Other economists say that even higher payments might need to be sent. If prices continue going up instead of remaining stagnant the remainder of 2022, something has to be done. People can relief packages have also been provided for thousands of families, and the good news is that many states are recognizing that inflation has been detrimental, and they're sending out money to help residents cope with this. So while the payments being sent are smaller than the $8,000 checks, at least those in states that are offering aid will get some support to cover the huge extra expenses in inflation and it's causing families to incur some difficulties. So, according to New Mexico, for example, low-income households in New Mexico have less than a week to apply for a fourth stimulus check worth at least $400, and the latest stimulus checks are being administered by the New Mexico Human Services Department. Its state is accepting applications until 5 p.m. on October 7th, and the fourth check is also intended for low-income households. A spokesperson said that depending on the number of eligible applicants, the funds can be distributed accordingly, and our hope is that we get roughly half as much as it did in January, and prices are no longer climbing as rapidly, but things are still expensive. Because inflation is beginning to decrease in Americans for consumers, gas is less, and also some things are costing less too. But the Fed has been past 12-15 months locked in the aggressive war against inflation, raising interest rates above 5% in an attempt to get the price increases back down to a more normal pace. Last week, officials said they were skipping a rate increase in June, giving themselves more time to see how they already enacted changes that were playing out in the economy. But so far, Jerome Powell emphasized that it was just too early to declare victory in the battle against rapid price increases. According to experts, which less expensive gas and slower gas prices are actually happening. The obscure underlying trends and a measure of core inflation excludes fuel, and food fuel is showing surprising staying power as a range of purchases from dental, car to insurance continue to climb at a high price. The Fed officials have marked up their forecast of how high hardcore inflation will be at the end of 2023, and they say it's now 3.9%. While the steepest price increases appear to be over for consumers, a relief for many, development from Joe Biden has celebrated this. That's for people 6 to 17 years old, and half of their credit was given in advance, plus in monthly payments to the families to help others throughout the year, and the other half was given as part of a household's tax refund. The household with pretty much no or low income was able to receive it for the first time. And though it can take years for the policy to have the tangible effects, the impact of the credit was pretty much very noticeable, very fast. And so I believe it's pretty much right for Joe Biden to send out another one. Don't you guys agree? Parents reported using the advance payments for household essentials like groceries, clothes,